really works out for us to have that constant risk taking and betting on ourselves, always
Yep.
betting on growth. And
Yep.
then it happens, and not waiting for it to happen. And then you're burned out and you're like, never mind, I'm just going to turn money down.
Tell me what you're doing right now to grow in business.
Right now, what we're doing to grow in business, what I'm doing is hiring a bunch of new people. So we're getting a lot of phone calls. We've gotten really good with Google return for our leads and Google local services and advertising. And we've just been in business for 7 years. So I feel like it's a tipping point where our reputation is really strong. So I'm growing the team a lot right now. That's one of the things that I'm doing to grow the business.
That's phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal. How are you specializing? What is it that you're putting up on Google that you're getting your most return on? What do you like, yes,
So
this is it.
yeah, so with home services, you can be a part of what's called Google Local Services, where it's also called Google Guaranteed, where Google actually vets you and your employees, and it tells the customer if you choose them and they stiff you on the work, we'll reimburse you. So it's saying
Yeah.
we've done the background checks, we know this is a verified company. And then, really, from the business end, that means that you get a chance to advertise, you get a chance to send Google more money and
Yep.
be ranked higher with the little green check mark. So
I like how
for
you said
us,
that. You get a chance to send Google more money.
yep, an opportunity
Yeah.
to make them even more rich. And for us, it's really worked. People trust it. It does work. You are ranked the highest. We also maintain, we have over 700 five-star reviews. And every person who you
Phenomenal.
say, how did you find us? They say, Google, and you have the most reviews. And they read the reviews. They
Yeah.
make sure that they're real. That's the consumer part that does it. So we keep all of that up to speed, which is
Okay.
adding new photos on your Google listing, making sure the reviews are responded to, and getting those reviews that are
You're
fresh.
doing better than I
And
am. Thank you
oh,
for that and saying that I need to go and calling me out because I do need to go on there and I do need to start. And I was so good at that, but like as your business
mm-hmm,
grows, the more removed you the more removed you become
mm-hmm,
in the day-to-day stuff of the actual like check mark stuff you used to do. Like your check mark, your checklist becomes different and you start removing yourself
mm-hmm.
from stuff. So thank you for calling me out. I do. Yeah. I either need to do it myself or I need to put that on someone else's checklist because I know it's not happening anymore. And you're
Yep.
absolutely
And
right.
then that
It
gets
does matter.
stale. And
Mm-hmm.
then, someone else gets above you. And then, so
Mm-hmm.
I've actually just hired and trained last week a new brand manager. And that's what she's
Oh,
going to be
phenomenal.
accountable for because I have, slacked on that for a while. So it's
What do you think your
hiring once you
brand says
start to get
about
to the
you?
point. We're local. We take good care of you. And, we'll make it right. We have quality service.
That's awesome. Tell me what you guys do.
hmm We are a garage door repair and installation company. We do residential and commercial garage door repairs and installations.
That's phenomenal. So,
hmm
backstory. It's funny that, yeah. So I actually was locked out of my house yesterday because of this.
Are you
The
serious?
garage. I'm dead serious. My garage door opener stopped working, and my house key, my teenager had, and so I'm like, of course you take the key ring off of my keychain. That's fine. And I'd
hmm
actually gone back to the house to get her cleats that she had forgotten, and I couldn't get back in the house. And I'm standing out in the middle of the street, dancing like a lunatic with the garage door opener. I'm just like, please open, just open. I just need you the garage door to. Oh yeah,
Well, and
true
this
story.
is the exact story that we hear almost every day. I mean, we also a lot of people back into their garage doors. You wouldn't know that. Like while they're in their garage door doesn't open all the way, and they keep going. So, or broken springs. So those are three things that have people get stuck in your garage door. So we
And
have the great
if
business.
nobody, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean, we're heroes. Like
You are.
you're stuck.
You are stuck.
You need us.
You are
And
absolutely stuck. And
so if
and
we can
so
get you like a great
electrical.
person right away, done.
Hmm.
And it's done and we're
Yeah.
gone and it's great.
Yes, yes. And so we actually, as electricians, we actually get a lot of these phone calls for garage door
hmm
openers. And it's usually after a spring storm has run through in the DFW Metroplex and they're like, my garage door won't stop opening. And what people don't
hmm
realize is that after you've been hit by a surge, your garage door is actually like one of the most sensitive components in your house. And if you don't have a surge protector,
hmm
you're going to lose your garage door opener.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we do a lot of calls after that too, and also training people on breakers and GFI switches. So we've, made some videos about that. But when we're able to get out to someone, so if you're able to have great efficient service and get out to someone in the same day, or even within the hours, like we really try to have enough technicians so that we can do that. People love you. Like,
They
oh,
do.
you just came and you got me and back into my routine and I didn't miss my appointment and I could go pick my kid up at school. And it's like you can get really good reviews if you can provide that level of fast service
Yep.
because it's such an urgent need to get out of your garage door. And my husband, before he did this, he actually did cell phone repair, which is
Mm,
another very urgent, necessity. Like, I need my cell phone, but
mhm.
people were even more kind of frantically attached to that. So it was a little even more emotionally charged than garage
Yeah.
doors is not,
Yeah.
So it's a
Well,
great
and
industry to be
depending
in, actually.
well, and also too, depending upon how your house is built, you may never use your front door.
Hmm.
I mean, like,
Most
I'm
people don't.
not. What's your service area? Where do you service?
We service from High Point, North Carolina to Raleigh down to Fayetteville, and then we have our first franchise is on the coast of North Carolina. So it's about
Dang,
a
look at you go, girl.
2 or 300 mile radius in this area and the coast. Yeah, it's a big service area. So we have
Yeah, that's
9
huge.
technicians right now. We have 2 in the pipeline that are probably going to join us soon that seem really awesome. So then 11
That's
techs in this
phenomenal.
area. Hmm.
Dang. What's your favorite part about being in business?
My favorite part is when you have like an idea for your business to grow and you implement it and it works. And it makes things more efficient for the people who are working there and it makes the customers happy. And you're just like, yes, because you do have, losses. Like you try to do something and it doesn't work, or,
Yeah.
you try to make an efficiency and it doesn't land. So even just efficiencies with scheduling, like I'll get so much joy from a great tag that works in our customer service, you know, system,
Yeah.
which is called House Call Pro. Like if I figure out a good efficient
Yes, House
thing,
Call Pro. Yes,
it's like the best. And like a
it
customer's like, oh,
is.
I love how you texted me when you're on your way and we can follow
Mhm.
you on the map. Or,
Yeah, and
even
you're
those
like,
little things really
thanks.
make you. I did that.
Even
Thank
though
you.
it's our CRM, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
So getting joy out of efficiencies, and when you figure something out that makes either the job easier for your technicians, your employees happy, or your customer happy, or makes more money, like you did that, and it's a sort of pride. So that's
Yeah.
what makes me
Yes. All of that. So much yes.
happiest.
What do you think your biggest challenge is right now that you're coming up against? Like, because you're talking about expanding. Like, what do you think? You've got a couple. If you've got walls, is it hurdles? Like, what are you facing right now?
um I would say some of our biggest challenges are, I'm trying to sell. So we're also a franchisor. So in the last year, we became a franchisor, and I'm leading that. So we now can sell franchises. So now the biggest challenge is selling franchises and trying to find the right fit for people who would want to start their own business doing this. So I'm looking at like a whole new way of advertising. I know how to find people with broken garage doors. I figured that out. But now to
Yeah.
find people who are like-minded, who want to start their own business, is a whole new challenge. I've never had to think about that.
What makes a really good franchisee?
Someone who has experience so far has experience in garage doors, and someone who has a partner that they want to do it with is what I think, anyways. Either a partner in their life, or a friend, or a family member. I just feel like that allows you to be well rounded enough to handle it, because you need to have someone. You can't do both for very long, anyways. You can't be a technician and handle the customer service and billing and everything for too long by yourself. My husband did it for a while by himself, but hit a wall with that very quickly.
Yeah,
So
you maximize you minimize your growth when you're doing
mhm.
all of it. And you actually, if you can let go of the control of either being a service technician or the control of the office, you can grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's, you need somebody else. Like, to do it by yourself, I think would be very just limiting. And to have someone else that you can talk to about it all day, um, and have all
Yeah.
these ideas that come up with, I think it just has a more chance for success. So that's kind of what I'm looking for now, and kind of switching my mind to look for that now.
Yeah. I think you're really smart in the fact that if you find somebody who's got that second person to bounce things off of, or that's just two people ready to go into business together, because that's where you've got somebody who's already in the growth mindset. And if you've got one person that wants to buy into a business, it's like they don't have the growth mindset. And then you have to convince them to switch over to a growth mindset, which is so hard. So hard.
Hmm.
Um, it's unbelievably hard to get to people
It really is.
to get into that. And I've seen other businesses, large businesses, try to convince business owners to go from a chuck and a truck to multi-level, to multi
Hmm.
technicians, to go to multiple vans. And you just can't do it. Like, if they're not there
Hmm.
convincing them to be there, that you just can't do it. And
Hmm.
I've even personally tried, and I'm like, I'm good. Like, you're either, are you in a growth mindset? No? Okay. We'll talk later. Like, you just
Hmm.
can't.
Yeah, it's so true. It's either you want to be with your one truck and your one system that you know and the few customers you know and no advertising. Like my dad has his own small business in Ohio and he just refuses to advertise, but he's had it for 35 years. But there's
Yeah.
no way, to even convince him of that. And that's fine, but it's not what we're looking for as far as, the franchise.
Yeah.
So, and I just think you have more of a chance of success if you have someone else sharing the load. It's a lot owning your own
It is a
business.
lot. It is absolutely a lot. Having to, like, my biggest thing is with trucking the trucks is, like, I'll see them, like, at a service call, and they're trying to close the deal, and they got more money ringing in their pocket because the phone's ringing and they can't answer it. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
ugh. Like, if
Yeah.
you would just
Like,
bite the
ooh,
bullet and
that's the
hire an office person.
and
Yeah.
that's the best problem to have. So that's a problem that we've never allowed ourselves to have. The second we've never not hired for growth. So if a good technician comes our way, even if our phone isn't ringing quite enough to bring them on, we find a way. We bring them
Yeah.
on and we train them extra or we put them on a team or whatever, but we do not waste good talent. And
No.
we're always hiring right before the growth. So we started hiring
Right.
these office people a couple months ago when it was kind of slow. I mean, slow February season, but we were still busier than all the other companies and we knew that this month was coming. And this week has been bananas and they're already trained. So,
Mm-hmm.
because we saw it's coming, we know we can anticipate this. So, we hire ahead of time. And it really works out for us to have that constant risk taking and betting on ourselves, always
Yep.
betting on growth. And
Yep.
then it happens and not waiting for it to happen. And then you're burned out and you're like, never mind. I'm just going to turn money down. No, 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 no.
Yep. Yeah. That is actually really great advice, is to never turn down really good talent. And and I had just made this TikTok video about how, as employers, because the hiring is so depleted right now, the hiring field and the hiring pool, I compare it to the dating pool. Like,
Mm.
there ain't much out there. So, like, not that I'm looking, honey, don't take that the wrong way. Um, but, like, it's one of those things where it's like you put up with so much because you know how hard the hiring is. And it's like us as employers are taking on so many things that we shouldn't be taking on. Like, so many of our
Mhm.
employees' problems don't need to be our problems, but we're putting up with them because of the
Mhm.
pure fact that hiring sucks. Like,
Mhm.
it's like, and so I agree. Like, absolutely, do not pass up on good talent, even if you are slow.
Mhm.
Hire that good talent,
Mhm.
train them up, replace somebody who's
Mhm.
not your best talent. Like, never, ever, ever,
Mhm.
ever, ever pass up good talent. If they are
No.
wanting to come and
And
work with you, do it.
oh yeah. And keep your people. Do everything to keep your people. Like we just got all of the office folks on 4-day work weeks
Hell
because
yeah.
that's what makes you happy. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever you want, let's figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
They've been with us for years. And it's just like dating. If it's rough out there, you make yourself the most attractive that you can. And so
Mm-hmm.
we pay well, we have great attitudes. If you're sick, stay home. We find ways to make it
Yep.
that you have a great work life and you have a great home life. You need to see your kid, you need to go to a doctor's appointment, do it. Like no guilt, no anything with the
Yeah.
technicians
Yeah.
or the office. That's what people want
Right.
these days. You
Yes.
know,
Oh my
so
God, yes.
if
So
you can give it
much.
to them, and I want it too, like this is my every single day. And I want the
Mhm.
people that I interact with, that I work with, to be happy. And I want to see that they just bought a puppy because they get to work from home. And I want to see that they just got a new
Yes.
car because they can afford it. Like
Yep.
that makes me so happy. And it might mean less money
Yes.
for me, and like, but I don't. I'd rather have the joy around and the good attitude. And
Yes. Yes.
so you're
Yeah.
responsible for cultivating, attracting people
Yeah.
even in tough times.
Yeah. And your company culture, I think, is ultimately really important. And it's up to us to develop and cultivate that culture and that culture that we put out. I really do love it. Like, and for us, like, um, owning the electrical contracting business, like for me, people are like, it's so toxic. What I always hear is people like, oh, it's toxic if you call your work family family. And I'm like,
Mm.
I disagree because I
Mm-hmm.
want to be able to disagree with my technicians and get over it. I want to be able to, you do that with family, right? You disagree with
Mm.
your family and then you get over it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or if you need to be able to bring your kid in to work because your wife's got something, or, you know,
Mm-hmm.
we've got my 10-week-old in the office. Like, it's, we are truly a family and I freaking love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And and like we've got one of our receptionists is out right now. She's sick, and it's like we sent her a bear to feel better. Like I don't want to lose. I don't want to
Exactly.
get so big that we lose that. And you're absolutely right. And what people are looking for right now is everybody labels success differently. And I think right now the label for success is not money. It's more
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
of a 50-50 split of home and work. I think that's really
Mm-hmm.
what where we're leaning to right now because even the school districts in our area, we're in Texas, are going to 4-day weeks.
Mm.
And I'm like, and that's to make the teachers like that's what
Yeah.
teachers are wanting, And so I think that to go to a 4-day week, I think it's phenomenal. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
so you're ahead of the curve on that, and I applaud you because I really think that that's what a lot of people are really looking for right now is that they are looking for that true home work life balance with the right amount of money. And so I think that you've got all three of those going together for you.
Mm-hmm. And I really like when it first came up, it was years ago, and I was like, oh my God, there's no way. Like, how are we going
Yeah.
to do that? How can we have that? And then if you keep it as an intention, then you start to see how to make the puzzle fit. But I think you're exactly right. And I think that's what a lot of, especially home service employers, I'm not sure if they know that because the world that I came from. I'm 42 from Ohio. You work hard. That's all you do
Mm-hmm.
is you just work hard, and that's how you actually find your self-worth is by working really hard and then talking about how hard you work.
Yeah.
So there's a shift in that. They're just people that's not the only thing you should live for, and I really agree with that. Like look back on your life and go, wow, I had so much time with my family, and I made
Yeah.
exactly enough money to go on vacations. And
Yep.
so I'm glad that we have that culture and are able to cultivate it, but it does take something and it takes sacrifice. But we're all happier each day and
Yeah.
joking and light
Absolutely.
and sending bears to each other. And you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
fun, it's more
It is.
enjoyable.
It is more enjoyable. So, what's one thing in business that you think you've got 100% figured out?
Literally nothing. Literally nothing.
Same. Same.
I learn new stuff every day and shift my perspective on things all the time.
I love that.
Um, I do say that I know one place that I've 100% got better on is customer service. Like when I first started and I would get an upset customer, it would destroy me. I would just be like, no, 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 but we're trying so hard, and like, but wait, you didn't see this part. And I was so defensive and like really truly upset. And I've so gotten over that way of reacting and really gotten into their world and been able to just completely own every experience, and completely make it right for them. So that's something that I've gotten 100% better at, but
Yeah.
I
That's
still get tripped
phenomenal.
up by tricky customers sometimes for sure.
Yeah.
But in the
What's
beginning, oh,
one
it's
thing?
heart-wrenching.
Oh my God. Yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. And I, because I am so much like pro team. I always take my team's side, like always. Like I'm so you get me on that. Like you want me to be your last line of defense if you have to talk to me because I'm going to be so defensive. And I'm like, well, did you know my technician was knocking on your front door for 15 minutes before you answered the door?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Do you
Like
even know
you
what's
do
going on in
not.
their life and how much they
Yeah,
care and how much the
yeah,
person who answered your phone
yeah,
cares and like,
yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Did you know she answered the phone from a hospital bed? Hmm? Hmm? Yeah. Like I just get so I'm like I'm the last person.
mm-hmm.
Like if my team has to call me in for customer service related issue, that customer it's not going to go
Yeah.
good. Like I
Yeah,
suck
that's
so
I
hard at
was
that.
not that person for years because I was so bad at it. And then I had to be that person. It was like if it's not going to be me, it's not going to be anyone else. So I really taught
Hmm.
myself like, okay, you got to figure this out and you just got to stand in this other ground that's not defensive, you know. You
Yeah.
don't need to explain to them how great your technicians are. Like it's not going to
Yeah.
solve the issue. It's like do you want to solve the
No.
issue or do you want to defend yourself? So, but it's that's tricky. That I had the most
Hmm.
challenge with, I think.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree, and I know that I need to hold myself accountable in that aspect. Um, but yeah, yes, so much
And I actually
yes.
had recently I had a woman call back and apologize.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, now I've mastered this. Like I've gotten to the point. And it was like
Dang.
there was no making her happy and it was very intense and I like
That's like a
kept it all
mother-in-law
down.
level. That's like a mother-in-law level right there. Like,
Yes,
you know how like your
yes.
daughter-in-law calls back and she's like, "I'm sorry." Like
Mm-hmm.
and she probably didn't need to. Like that's a whole nother applaud
Yeah, so I
applaud you
really
for
was
that.
like, well, that's a new level. So I'm seeing it in reality really work out. And then we made her oh my gosh, one of my schedulers is amazing. She likes to do crafts and stuff. So
Oh yeah.
for the holidays this year, we picked like 20 customers at random and then we did all of our big customers and she made I had it here, a glass with we fix it like etched on it. Amazing. And their
Ooh,
name in cursive. So we sent one to
nice.
her. We made like 20 random ones and then a bunch of people that are our like heart customers and then our big ones. And we sent one
Mhm.
to her and she was like just shocked. I mean, she now has a shocked lived experience of a garage door company that she started a fight with that
She's
enrolled her in like it's okay and we made it right and then we sent her like
yeah.
a mug with her name on it. So like I
Yeah.
like to be kind of a little like over the top shocking in our customer service because why not?
I
Like I
like it.
visit people and their
Yeah.
dogs, we've taken old people food, like we're part of the neighborhood, you know. So that stuff is fun when you get to express yourself like that.
Yeah. That is phenomenal. I love that. What other
Hmm.
crafts does she make? Like now you've got me into like now
Oh my
my
gosh,
brain is on
she
to
she
crafts.
she brands hats, like cowboy hats. And she makes stickers. So she has We Fix It stickers for all of our clipboards and like all of our vehicles. She what else does she do? She does a lot of stickers and a lot of that.
Yeah.
She's incredible. So she does that and she works from home and she works 4 days a week and she has two kids, young sons, and she gets to do that. And she has a dog.
That's awesome.
So they all get to do that because they work from home and because we're flexible. You can pursue other things. One of our other, our main office manager, she also teaches yoga every Friday because she does 4 day week. And it makes me so happy to see that they can thrive. And when they're here for their 4 days, they are so good at what they do and they take care of our customers so good, which means I
Yeah,
have less
and they're
complaints.
probably so much more focused during that 4 day time period than they because they have that day.
3 day
Whether it's
break.
yeah, yeah,
It's a big deal. I mean, I know I like when I had that, so it makes it better for everything. And instead of them thinking about, gosh, I hate this job, I can't wait to get out of it, they're thinking, I need to keep this job. I love it. It gives me what I
yeah.
want in my life.
Ooh, I like
So
that.
that changes the way you answer the phone. That changes the way you come to work, remotely even. We're all going to go to Olive
That
Garden.
changes your mindset and how you come to work. Ultimately, it
Hmm.
changes your mindset on how you show up to work.
And like, can't you hear that when you go to Starbucks or wherever and the person says like hello, and you can tell if that coffee is going to be good or not by the way they answer the call.
True
Like
story.
you can tell, like,
Yeah.
oh, this person came to work. Like this is going to
Mm-hmm.
be a good latte. Like you can hear it. We always say that when you call customer service, I call back until I get the person who came to work. I don't want the person who's trying to
Mm,
get out of there and filling out resumes for other jobs because it's going to not be a good
right?
product. So,
No, it's not. It is not going to be a good product. You're absolutely right. That is, I love that mindset. I love that
it's a good
mindset.
one. I
So,
good one that we have.
do you guys do any like how do you, besides the 4 day work week, is there anything else you guys are doing to cultivate that?
Yeah, I was just gonna say we're gonna go to Olive Garden, which is for some reason three of our favorite restaurants. And so we're gonna go
Hmm.
there and meet in person, which I think is super important. And from my business owner perspective, we've only done probably a few meetups in person. It's so hard with this big of a service area, and it does cost a lot as far as the office, and it's so worth it. It's insane how worth it is to get together and like we went bowling over the holidays or something like that. So we're
Hmm.
doing that and trying to cultivate as many in-person experiences as we can, even with us being all spread out. It's
Yeah,
worth it. So we're going to
it
meet
is
up
worth
and we meet
it.
each other's families and do something like an activity together. And that really cultivates the culture. I'm also doing an internal newsletter, which I don't
Ooh,
know, the office folk really like it, but I don't know if the techs really care yet. I always
yeah.
wait and do a couple and then I corner one of them and say, how do you really feel about this? Like, does this really
Tell me
matter to you?
now. Yeah.
Do you
Tell me how
like
you really
seeing, because
feel.
we, yeah, tell me now. So
Hmm.
we'll see, but sharing with each other in the newsletter is like a feature on one of our pets or like little things that the office would love for the techs to do and vice versa. But we'll see.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I love that you gave me a couple really good ideas for funny TikToks. I love that. I can't wait
Ooh,
to
I
film
can't
the
wait to
one
see
of me.
them.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the one of me dancing in the street with the clicker, and I'm gonna be like, find your garage
Yes,
door company. Yeah,
right? Your
good
local
stuff.
heroes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. And one of the other ones I've got coming up in my brain is I've got young, I mean, you have a toddler and I have an infant. And so it's like you can't really have a phone call because you sound like you have Tourette's.
I mean,
Yeah.
but why is it that they're totally fine and chilling and then you get on the phone and they go crazy? Like I thought when
Hmm.
I didn't have a kid that every kid was wild all the time because every time I talked to someone on the phone, they were wild in the background. But that's not
Nope.
the case. They're sitting there
No.
playing by themselves until you get on the phone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're sitting in silence. They're
It's
stalking you. They're just waiting.
yep,
They're just waiting.
and then you say
They're like, oh, mom's
hello.
on the phone. Look what
Yep.
I, look, mom, look what I can do. Look it. Yeah. And I'm like, stop. You're going to fall. Please stop. Yeah, no, I was
Mm-hmm.
totally, yeah, we can totally get down. No, yeah, I get that. Yeah, let's
Put the
do
knife
that.
down.
Hmm. Yeah, put the knife. We don't do that in a snack in a minute. In a minute. And then they're all like, open, mommy, open, mommy, open, mommy. And we're like, in a minute. Okay, Sarah, can I call you back? And the I'm going to call you back is just like the death of every phone call ever in existence until your child is at least 14. Because I'm never calling anyone
Mm-mm.
back.
Nope. And I would still do like business calls because it's some of the times while I had a baby, we didn't have that many people in the office. And so
Yeah.
I was taking calls and like saying something, putting on mute, saying something, putting
Uh
on
huh.
mute and like
Uh huh.
screaming. But it was also during
Yes.
COVID. So
Oh,
everybody had screaming kids in the
everybody.
background. So it
Yep.
was like customers were really chill and great about it. And then,
They were, yeah.
but yeah, that was
So
the
like,
time.
and so back before COVID, this was like 2017, I think 2017, 2018, maybe way before then. Anyways, um, I was driving my kid around to a bunch of doctor's appointments, just a ton of them. And I was answering, I mean, I just forward the phones to my cell phone and I would just answer the call
Yep.
in person or just answer it and be like, hey, so I'm actually driving to a doctor's appointment right now. Do you mind booking your call online for me? I'd appreciate it. Like, and they're so
Ooh,
receptive to it. They're like, thank you so much. No, I totally get it. I've been there before. Where do I need to go and how do I do it? And so that's how our online booking got up off the ground was that I was transparent in the fact that I was driving to a doctor's appointment and I needed them to book online. So I was answering the call,
that's
walking them
such a great
through.
tip.
Yeah, walking them through, hey, I am super busy right now. Yes, I own the business, but I'm also taking my kid to the doctor. Can you please go to our website and book online? They're like, sure, I can do that right now. Can I do it while we're on the phone? I was like, yeah, absolutely. And then I'd be like, hey,
Oh
I
my
got your online booking.
gosh.
I'll verify it when I get back in the office. And if there's any issues, I'll give you a call. They're like, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And so now all those customers that I walk through all of those still use our online booking to this day, plus all the new ones that we're getting.
Right. That's
Hmm.
amazing. That's such a good tip. And that goes back to having something like House Call Pro where you can do that. Like you could just walk them through it. And because, oh, wow, that's like master level. What I used to do is say, I'm driving right now, so I'm not typing anything, but this is being recorded. I'm going to schedule you and go back. But that's like, now that's like
No, but now you're
analog
you're
compared to what you
training
just
you're
did.
training them to be
Yeah.
your employee at that point, and then you're
No,
solving the problem. And so
my other
yeah,
software, you couldn't do online booking.
yeah.
So that's amazing. That's such a good
Hmm.
tip.
Yeah.
And they love
And
that. I think people love the
they love the
vulnerability
transparency.
even.
Yes, the vulnerability and
Mm-hmm.
the transparency of that we are humans too. And I am
Mm-hmm.
not this perfect business with this huge ass call center. I'm in a Ford Explorer driving down 35. Can you please book your own appointment? Like,
Yep. But I know my schedule like the back of the heart. So if you do it from
mhm,
10 to 12, then Tyler will be able to
yeah,
get to you. You know, you can still give them that
exactly.
service on the
Yep.
road. And that's
Hmm.
what it is about being a business owner, right? Like coming up with really flexible solutions for doing it, balancing the two, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
That's a good tip, Lisa.
Yeah. Well, Jen, thank you so much for coming on. Tell us where we can find your business and you if we have more questions.
Definitely. Well, we're We Fix It Garage Door and Gate in North Carolina. So it's We Fix It GD like garage door.com. And you can find me there. It's Jen at WeFixItGD.com. Also, if you're interested in purchasing a franchise and starting your own business, we'd love to work with you.
Phenomenal. All right. Well,
Yeah.
everyone, that's what we've got for today. Cannot wait for you guys to tune in for the next future episodes. But that's it from us, Jen and Jen. Y'all have a great day.
Yep. Thanks.